Well, greeting once again. Hope I look presentable for you guys. But I want to tell you some things now. It's like 1965, and I've been working on 125th Street at Ori's for well over a year now, and I know all the little common people, and I know all the uncommon people, and it's just a wonderful thing, you know. The brothers are still on the soapboxes preaching every day when you walk towards any one of the corners where they were always, which was always 8th Avenue and 7th Avenue. The mood in Harlem has always been, and it's very exciting, see. And the reason why I say exciting, because that's why I call it the magic, you know. It's, oh boy, it's alive. At this particular time, like I say, we are making all of these colored suits for all the players and the entertainers and everybody. And there's a little strife between the black Muslims, the Nation of Islam. A little, whatever was going on, argumentative between Malcolm X, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the movement. Now, like I say, all the time, all we ever see is the brothers trying to hustle the newspaper to you. Muhammad speak, they will say. Muhammad speak, Muhammad speak. And most of the time, and I'm going to be honest with you from the streets, the movement was not a well-liked, I guess you could say, movement in Harlem in those days. We didn't look down on the Muslims, but we looked at them differently, even though they were us, just a different religion. Now, I've heard Minister Farrakhan speak. I've heard Malcolm X speak. I've heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad speak. So one that I didn't, and I like what they had to say. I didn't like I guess the slant on life where they were trying to preach separatism. But a lot of what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said was very, very enlightening about that. We need to take control of some of our own destiny. So I'm not quite going to get this all together because I still don't know their whole foundation. I'd never studied Islam. I never looked at the Quran. And so I don't really know. But I remember when Malcolm X was assassinated. How do I remember so well? Because I just happened to be at the Audubon Ballroom when he was assassinated. Now let me tell you about that little trip that I took up there, okay? I just wanted to hear what the brother had to say. I wasn't about to join the nation. I didn't want to be one of the brothers out in the street hustling newspapers or bean pies or whatever they did back then. I wanted to hear him speak because I had heard him speak before. And I liked what he had to say. Now, like I say, this thing with him and the nation, and then he quit the nation and went to Mecca, and he found out what true Islam was about and how all white people were not devils, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had preached so much, that they all weren't devils. And that Islam was not about the color of your skin. It was about believing in Allah. That's okay. That's just another name for God. So Harlem at that particular time, even though they had all that trouble, Harlem dismissed it. They didn't care one way or another. I'm telling you, the majority of Harlemites. Now there were a few that were concerned, but the majority of Harlem, they could give a flip about the Muslim movement, Malcolm X, all of the above. A lot of them never heard the man speak, so they didn't really know what he was about. I go up there, me and a buddy of mine, to the Audubon Ballroom. Why? Because Audubon Ballroom was a ballroom that we used to sneak in, go to dances. It was like it was upstairs. I was on the corner of 165th Street, where several avenues kind of intersect, across the street from Columbia Presbyterian Hospital. Now I know that area because, like I said, I lived up there once upon a time. So I knew what the whole area was about. But the ballroom was kind of a neutral ground, even though this part of Manhattan Island above Harlem was still all white, and this part down here was still all black. See? But I knew how to get in the ballroom because we done snuck in it so many times that we figured we'll go up there because they said, oh, it's going to be a big crowd. And, once they get to their capacity, they're not going to let anybody else in. Well, that was true. By the time we got up there, they were at their capacity. So they weren't letting anybody else in. Well, me and my partner downstairs, we trying to con the man, and listen, we just two little brothers here. We want to get in here. Malcolm X speak. We're followers of him. Now, we weren't followers of him, but I heard him speak. But so we had in this guy a little con game trying to get in. You know, my brothers, you know, it's full. Now, they weren't just letting people in the nation hear him speak. It was once they got filled up, they were full. So I told my boy, I said, listen, man, I know how to get in the back way. And so we go around the back of the building, me and my man, to the alleyway back there. Now, the alleyway, there's always some steps going up leading to the fire exit door, which is the back of the ballroom, right? And the minute we get around the alleyway and we get to the steps, now here's a brother standing back there. He said, nah, we hip to you guys coming in the back way. You ain't coming in here. So I told him, oh man, this was our way in years ago when we were younger. We were sneaking there all the time. There's very few clubs in Manhattan, especially Harlem, that I hadn't snuck in when I was a kid. So we don't get a chance to get in. So we walk back around to where the steps are that leads upstairs, hoping maybe they'll say, oh, we could take a few more people in. So I just said, I told my partner, I said, let's just wait and see what happens. So we waiting, crowds being turned away. No, you can't get in, we're full, right? So all of a sudden, here we are, and we are down at the bottom of the steps. Spike Lee did a movie about that. And as you saw in the movie, there was a whole lot of guys standing at the bottom of the steps that were, I can't tell you how many steps it was, but it was the second floor. So how many steps up would you say? 15, oh, I don't know, 15, 18 steps up there. Fairly wide stairwell going up. We're standing down there, and they're just steady turning people around saying, nobody else can be accepted in because they're at their capacity. Now they do have a capacity in there, but they had some standing room. They be trying to squeeze as many people in there in any ballroom as they can, regardless of the fire code. But they were at the capacity. So we're standing around there. Then all of a sudden, we hear these shots ring out. Pow, 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 pow. So, oh Lord, it's our time to leave here. So me and my man, we turn around, and the crowd started running. So I look at him, and we get into a slow trot. You know, we ain't running fast yet. We're in a slow trot. So now there's some guys that are flooding down the steps, and they're running faster than the trot that we were in, and everybody wasn't running that fast right then and there. So one of the brothers hollered out, they shot Malcolm X. Well, guess what? There was no trot after that. We were in full flight, and we're running as fast as we can because we don't know what's going to happen next. Remember, this is like a war between Malcolm X and the nation. Now, after, you know, he was shot, you know, the nation didn't make any claims to it. They swear it wasn't them. But then everybody's pointing the finger at everybody else. But Malcolm's dead. And the thought of, suppose we would have gotten in, because I can't remember who else got shot, you know, during that time beside him. Who else got shot? But the mere fact is, me and my man, we could have been up there. in the middle of all of that. But these were the type of things that happened. But once again, this was something, first of all, it was planned by somebody. The who somebody, it never came out to this day. But everybody's still pointing the finger at the nation saying it's not us, it's something else. So you get a lot of situations like that. These type of mysteries become what we call unsolved mysteries. Cases. You know, they come out with TV shows now talking about unsolved mysteries, and they solve them. Well, they never solved that one. Will they? I really don't know. But that was the mood then. But guess what? After he was assassinated, Harlem went on as normal. They didn't care one way or another. Oh yes, there were a lot of people that were saddened by it. And there was all kind of things written about all of this. But on the whole, I'm here to tell you, Harlem was not that sad about it. Now, I don't know about the other cities that were there or around that time, but Harlem was not that sad. Well, we've sad to a point, but everything went on as normal. The magic was still real, because the magic was real before that, and the magic was real after that.